The Messiah Code. Yeah. The Messiah Code. Yeah. Yeah. What up? Yeah. Yeah. The 131. I am Messiah. The mother and the son. I am Messiah. The kingdom will come. I am Messiah. They're waiting on the one. I am Messiah. I was on the riverbank, talking to the seas by the wayside. I'm talking about the internet, but the store's still on the waistline. I'm a fisherman, but I made fisher of men. Yeah, ran to a Judas. Nigga act like he a friend. Walking on water, while your people down like Peter. You blowing on the trump. I flipped the coin, gave it to Caesar. Supplicating disciples, I never knew Luke or Mark. I was on a cloud, landing on Noah's Ark. The 131. I am Messiah. The mother and the son. I am Messiah. The kingdom will come. I am Messiah. They're waiting on the one. I am Messiah. Okay. Peace to the family. Alright, we're going to set it up. We're going to do a couple invites to get this party started. Shout out to everybody that supports the movement. Just give us a second. Alright, this will be an official meeting for the mom community on behalf of Thea LaMelle. I am here supporting. I am the Solar Prime Supreme Minister of the Messiah Code movement. Hopefully y'all can hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know. Let me put that in the comment section. Can you hear me? Hear me loud and clear. And clear. What's up?
What's up?
Cool. All right, we got the loyal family in the building. Of course, the loyal family. I can hear ya. I can hear ya. I can hear ya. Shout out to the loyal family. What's up? Peace to everybody watching on the YouTube. Everybody watching in the Facebook. As you know, Coom. Salutations. Peace to the primes. Yeah. Loyal family is funny. Shout out to Jamila. Shout out. You already know. Shout out to El Jara in the building. Shout out to the King El Jara in the building. I see you, King. Thank you, everybody watching in the YouTube, everybody watching in the Facebook. You know what it is. All right, so this is not a usual, I would say, because on Wednesday I usually give this to my queen. I give this as a day for her to bring the women together. And so this isn't a usual, all right? Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, all right, we got to clear.
You're right.
All right. Yeah, today is a Wednesday day, and it's the day of polarity. And in the community, this has been the day that Thea LaMelle has been working to get the women of the community to have a structural conversation about various different subjects. And most of all, the subject has been the body of the Messiah, how the Messiah operates, you know, and from a feminine perspective.
You know, a lot of times I give, you know, the information, I give it from a masculine perspective, all right? And the idea of mom was to raise up the feminine perspective of what was needed for remembrance of who and what the Messiah represents, okay? So I just want to let y'all know I love y'all and thank you for everybody that has been supporting the community, all right? So now, we're about to get real controversial, all right? I'm going to say that because today is about empowerment. If you can, share the video as well, please. All right? Today is about empowerment. I want to see if we can have a conversation with grown folk, with men and women of different perspectives, different persuasions, different walks of life come together with various different ideas of empowerment from a feminine and a masculine perspective. All right? And another thing that I want to bring in this conversation, thank you. If you have any ideas, you can put something in the comment section. All right? Another thing is I want to figure out how to settle differences between one another. I want to have a discussion of sort with the family, and I want to figure out a way that we as a community can figure out how to, far as a structural way within a relationship, more or less, if we have differences, to come up with a solution to the matter. All right? So without further ado, I'll bring up Thea Lamel. All right? My queen, Thea Lamel. All right? Thank you.
Thank you.
You got something to say? Let it go.
Okay.
I'm on the board, so I'm going to do my thing. Go ahead, speak your piece. Say what you got to say.
Okay, so the topic is empowering women.
You got to speak up as well.
Oh,
please.
you can't hear me? Guys can't hear me?
Speak up.
Okay, so the topic is empowering women, men empowering their women, and women empowering their women. Is that correct? Or
no.
Women.
Whoa, hold up. Wait a minute.
Is that empowerment right there, guys?
Oh, damn.
Or is that what? What would you consider that? What would you consider that? So it's men empowering their women and women empowering their men. Did I say it right, King?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the title.
All right.
That's the title.
Okay. All right.
Cool. Shout out to the high priestess. I see you. Go ahead.
Okay. So, what am I saying? What do you, this is a topic that we're all speaking on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't see anything. Guys, I can't see any. You guys saying anything? I can't see anything on my phone. You see?
I see it. I see El Jabra. He made a comment.
He did?
I mean, but
cool.
it's people on the YouTube as well.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it. It's YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
So you might only see Facebook, and I can see YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
So you good? Go ahead. Speak on it.
All right. So, my take on it. Like, how do we as women? No. Let me speak first.
Go ahead. You up?
So, how do we as women empower our men? Like, what things do we do or say that can empower? What is empowerment anyway? That's another thing. What is considered empowerment when we speak about empowering our man or our woman? What is that? What is empowerment? Okay. You want to pull that up?
I just want you to go ahead and speak. I'm just on the board.
Hey, but I'm trying to ask a question.
All right.
What is empowerment?
Can you define what perspective? From your perspective, or from another type of perspective?
Yeah, I mean, what is defined as empowerment? Because we speak about it all the time. We speak about being empowered. Is it some type of authority that we have? Is it a confidence in us? Is that what empowerment is?
Empowerment. Right here it says empowerment. I don't know if this is big enough. It says
I'm sorry,
authority
television, guys.
It says this: authority or power given to someone to do something.
What else? There's
All
another.
right?
It has to be
the
another.
process
Okay.
of becoming stronger and more confident, especially in controlling one's life and claiming one's rights.
Okay. Okay.
I like it. Empowerment.
I like that too. So what are some of the things that you think, and I'm speaking to the women right now, what are some of the things that you think that you do or can do to empower your man?
You said,
I can't say.
El Jarrah said, when we lift each other's spirit.
How do we do that?
How do we do it?
Yeah, how do we? That's the question. How do we do that? Because
why don't you define the answer?
Because some people use certain tactics.
I mean, I'm not going to ask their question. Why don't you define the answer?
How
mean,
I define
the question and the answer. Give the question and the answer.
Okay, so how do I define empowering my man, my mate?
All right, let's go. I'll go after you.
Okay. So how I like to speak. I like to let him know how proud I am when he does things, or how I appreciate when he does things.
Should we have a buzzer go off? Be like true, or be like
yeah. So I don't. I'm gonna tell you something. I tell my king
right,
that I tell. No, see, when you put your hands like that, it's almost like you're in defense.
No,
right,
I'm not in defense. I'm listening to you.
Okay, so when I tell my king all the time that I am proud, that I do tell you that I appreciate you. I don't say these things to you. I don't call you brilliant.
Okay.
These are some of the things that I do to let him know that not only that I appreciate him, but try to give him that confidence that I think that he needs at times.
Okay. All right. Okay. You make this thing real hard to trump. You make it really hard to trump. But I think what I do to empower you or empower my woman in a sense is I would
You would or you do?
No. I mean I
choose
would,
your word
like,
wisely.
because
babe.
I'm just saying like it depends like it's a various different situations. I'm not talking about just one situation.
Right. Okay, I get that.
Because when I'm thinking about, that's why I said I would, in a sense, because I'm thinking about a variable of situations, not just one. All right, but in a situation of power of how I am is, I would say put her in the right direction to become a better self. You know, I would look at a woman and I would see her when I first meet her in a certain type of way. I would see her in a certain way, but I would look at her also like a diamond when you get it from the quarry. Man, a diamond doesn't look like how it looks when you put it on your hand. It has to be chiseled up. It already went through the pressure. It already went all that. But now it got to survive the I would say the idea of being cut in a certain type of way to look beautiful. So
Coon.
Oh, Coon. It's 131 right now. Alexa going off, Coon. Alexa shut down. Alright, cool. It's a 131 right now. It's 10:31 p.m. on the East Coast. Shout out to everybody. You know what it is. Alright. So back to what I was saying is, like, I look at a woman, when I see a woman and as empowerment, I see not only her, I see the reflection of the greater version of herself.
Okay.
You know, I just don't see the woman. I see the idea of what the template of all women should be in her. So to empower her, I would bring about all these qualities. I would bring about her her wisdom nature. I would bring back out her warrior nature, her leadership nature. I would bring out her beautified nature. I would bring out her her intelligent nature, her inquisitive nature to think in an abstract way. I would bring that out as a form of empowerment. Okay? You know, and you know, like to bring out something, you have to have a form of attraction. But somebody has to be attracted to these type of things. So you just can't just give this to anybody. Mm-mm. They have to want to be empowered as well.
That's true.
I don't know if that was good enough.
No, that was good. That actually was really good.
Okay.
I like that. That actually was really good.
You got a question? That was my question. You got a question now?
That was the question.
That was the question?
That was the question. The question was, what do we do? I mean, and you spoke for it on your side as a man.
Okay.
There's other ways that people, I think that people try to empower others or their mates.
Okay.
Some, I think, when they're trying to build, isn't that kind of, it's the same sort of way of building someone up, right? Isn't that what we're speaking of, or bringing out what we perceive to be the best, some of the best? I like when you said
compliment. I like when you said compliment. You know, one thing I do my best for you, when you are like doing the great things, I do my best to show you that I recognize those things as well.
Yeah.
As a form of empowerment.
Yes.
Me personally.
Yes.
Like when I see you on your studies, I see you on your workout, I see you on your certain that makes and define who you are in a positive manner to uplift us both. You know, I compliment you on that.
That's correct. You do.
So.
Yeah, and but there's other ways that I believe that people try to empower or build up their mates.
Okay.
And those ways could just be they use a different tactic. They what? I'm waiting for someone to, like, I want someone to tell me how in their relationships, how they help support their mate by help building him up. Anyone? In the YouTube, Facebook?
Alright, so question, anybody, what type of suggestions do you have that will build your mate up? Certain things that will empower your mate.
Yes.
What do y'all have? What are y'all thoughts on that? Alright? If y'all have any thoughts. Alright. Shout out to Jasmine Graves. I want to say that.
Hey, that's my daughter.
I know. Shout out to Lydia.
Hey, Jazzy.
Yeah, they're watching us. So, I got a question for you. So, let's say we all are human. We don't agree all the time. As you know, significant others. Is there a way to avoid disagreements? You know, heated disagreements. I'm gonna say heated disagreements that take the relationship on the brink of I would say destruction in a certain type of way, or in the brink of death. Are there any type of ways to, you know, avoid
Hi, Lydia.
You know, avoid the height of the temperature of where it can go? Because if we put this on a gauge of arguments and a gauge of disagreements, and we measure it by a temperature, right? Mm-hmm. And we know when the temperature gets too hot, and we know when the temperature pops the thermometer or thermostat. Yeah,
either way, babe, it's all good. Either way, it's all good.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
We know when the temperature breaks it. Is there a way that we can avoid such things, or we can open the lines of communication up in order to halt certain arguments or disagreements that turn into wars and destructions of relationships? You got any suggestions? That's my question.
Yeah, and I think you used some of those. For instance, you walk away.
Okay.
I think at that time, I think a lot of times when we get into a heated argument, I'm not speaking of anyone gets into a heated argument, the best thing at some point, because I believe that once we get to a certain point or a certain temperature, we kind of lose what the actual argument was about, and at that time you're just angry. So
Okay.
I think that at that time we need to, before we get to that point, when you start to feel that you're starting to get extremely angry, you might want to say, hey, look, I need to leave, or we need to leave, need a timeout. And I know people use the word timeout as funny,
Yeah, but listen, how that can be a line of disrespect, because when somebody leaves a conversation and somebody's in the middle of conversation, they might feel as though, yo, you turning your back on me, or
right,
like whatever you want.
But I think this is something that should be discussed prior to, like how we're having a discussion right now. So, I think before you get to a point and you're just having a discussion with your mate, and you say, look, if we get to a point where we're so angry that we feel like our relationship is in jeopardy, we get to that point. Before we get to that point, maybe we need to tell each other, hey, look, we need to step away. So kind of have that set not prior, because I guess everybody has arguments, but have it set where you have this, so that when it does happen, hopefully, because a lot of times, again, when you get to that point where you just boiling, you ain't thinking about any of that, okay? So, but before you get to that point, because we all got a point where we start to realize that this is not going to be good. This conversation right here, if we continue, it's not going to be good. Once you realize you're at that point, that's when you have to say, hey, look, we need to step away from each other. I need to go off, cool off. Maybe you need to cool off, and then once we cool ourselves back down, we can come back together and we can discuss it. And it's easier to say it than done.
That's easier said than done. Who
So
should be the first person to say that? The aggressor, or the non-aggressor?
Or whoever's getting to that point where they starting to feel like the next word to come out of this person's mouth is not going to be good. It's going to be a bigger argument. So whoever gets to that point first. And then the other person has to respect that. That's the thing. Is that, for instance, if it's you saying, hey, look, I need to step away from this because it's not going well, then that means I need to respect you and respect that and allow you to step away at that time.
I respect that.
Because a lot of times we don't. Because we women want to be heard. We want to be heard.
A lot of times that makes the argument worse.
That's correct. What?
It makes the argument worse.
When you step away?
When you step away from the situation.
Because they don't
know what you're doing. Or they don't know, or they think you being rude or ignorant in some type of way, or being like you disregarding them as a person in general.
And that's why I think that's the lines of boundaries in a sense.
What do you mean?
Well, if someone is stepping away and you're not allowing them to, you kind of crossing the boundaries.
Oh, that's another thing. Because sometimes a person might try to be stepping away.
It is hard to walk away.
And then a person will not let them step away.
Right.
They would just be like, hold them in the room. Be like, yo, where you going? Where you going? Nah.
Right, and that's a total different story right there. I mean, I've seen those things happen as well, and that's what I'm saying. Lines of communication, boundaries, all these different things need to be set in place just in a relationship period. Because if you don't have these things set in place in your relationship, when you do get into an argument, all boundaries are going to be crossed. Communication is completely going to be off. And setting boundaries in a relationship doesn't mean that you don't care. Doesn't mean that you don't have a certain respect or even a certain type of love for this particular person. It means that you're telling them, this is where I draw the line. This is where I draw the line in this relationship. If you cross this, you're stepping over boundaries. And that could be a form of disrespect and control. So I think that in relationship there should be some type of boundaries.
I feel that. Let me give a shout out to our president, Sister Jasmine Thompson.
Jasmine.
Shamel, she who embodies the spirit of melanin, is in the building. Shout out to Jasmine. All right, she said Jasmine's comment was, if you can see it on the screen.
I can't see it.
It'll come up. It'll pop up. You'll see it. It says, we are adults, and I think we should be able to watch. We should be able to watch your mouth. Honestly, I just wanted to say that.
Okay. And that's true. We should. A lot of times, it's a lot of times in anger, we say things. That, and this is just a trigger reaction from the person. You want them to be upset, you want them to be hurt. So you say things in order to get that.
Hurt people, hurt people.
Hurt people, hurt people. That's
Yeah.
right. Hurt people, hurt people. But one thing that I've learned in that is that, and I always think about like the piece of paper, right? I think I said that to you as well. You take a piece of paper, right? Give me a piece of paper, my love. Take the piece of paper, you ball it up. You can flatten it out as much as you possibly can, but you still want to see those lines.
You
in
still
there.
see the crumble.
You still want to see those crumbles in the lines in there.
Right.
So saying things that hurt someone is just as bad, and I could be wrong. This is just me. It's almost just as bad as hitting them.
I feel that.
Because once you say it, you can't take it back. It's already in the universe. You cannot take it back. So I think that's one of the things that you spoke about before, is that sometimes when we allow our emotions to take over and not using our logic, and we say things that in the heat of the moment that we just can't take back. So for us not to do that, and I know we all adults, but at that time, some of us honestly just can't control it. They haven't learned how to control it. And that's something I think that, relationship we need to work on. Because at the end of the day, your intention is to love your partner, to be there for your partner, to help guide and build your partner, not break them down. And that one thing that you can say to them in that one moment, all what you built with your partner can tear it all down, just like that. All that time you spent helping, guiding them, building them up, helping them, empowering them, the word we're using today. One thing you can say in an argument, in a heated argument, will tear all that down. And so that's why it's best that we try to control those things. When we're in that point where our argument is getting to the point where we know that we're getting to that limit. And again, they have to play a part into it as well. If you're trying to leave, then your partner needs to let you leave. I don't want you to leave, all that trying to control you and hold you. No, they need to let you leave. Because at the time it's probably best, Yeah.
I like where you're going with this. This is hot. Okay. Let's say you disrespected me, I disrespected you, and we got to a heated level of point where we calling each other names, and we saying different things that we can't take back, of sort. How do you define the relationship, and how do you take the relationship forward from that point?
That is a good question. I don't honestly know if I have an answer to that actual question. I
got an answer.
Okay, let me read something El Gerard
Go
said.
ahead.
He said, "It's hard to walk away, and if you do, you'll still be angry. I think somehow we must remember who we are in our divine nature." At that time, when we're in argument, we're not in our divine nature. That's the thing about it. We're most likely in a lower vibration.
I feel that one.
So yeah. So and a lot of times we're not in our higher, and this is why we're having the argument that we are at that particular time. So it is hard to walk away, but we have to sometimes make that decision. Is it better to stay and continue to argue with this person? Because again, at the end of the day, you really want to be with this person. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't even have this argument. You wouldn't care. So I think that we have to make those hard decisions as an adult. And then you said we have to be able to stand and look each other in the eyes and remind each other, or divine nature. It's like we forget, and we forget. Because the anger kind of takes over, that emotion takes over. That temporary insanity that we go through. We do forget. We forget how much we love this person. We're not thinking about the love. Well, let's be honest, guys. When we are in a heated argument, are we thinking of little kittens and little puppies and all these little rainbows and love? We're not thinking about that.
You're right. Hatred.
We think, yes. I think about knocking their head off their shoulders. You're hurt. You're frustrated. You're not thinking about the love that you feel for this person. You're not thinking about that at that time. You're thinking about maybe even hurting them, mentally or physically. I don't know, but you're not feeling that love at that time. That temporary emotion of anger that we're feeling at that time. And most of the time it's temporary, So we do have to get back. And that's the reason for stepping back. That's the reason for taking a break so that we come back later on. Now I know this is off topic, right? I know this guy's is off topic, but I remember, and my daughter's on here too, so she may remember this too. And this is about children. I'm just going to go off topic a little bit. But I didn't like spanking my children when I was upset. Because I wanted the spanking to be, it was a part of them obedience. It was a part of me reprimanding them. Not because I was angry they did something. Because you don't, and this is me, I don't believe in spanking because you're angry. It was a part of the discipline. So I didn't like to do it when I was angry. Because first of all, you can hurt them more because you're angry. Versus if you're doing it because you're disciplining them. So in the same sense, when we doing things in anger, it's a difference. Like when you're speaking to your mate in anger, you're speaking to them a different way. And that's why you're hurting them. So sometimes we have to sit back. We have to kind of sit back and think about, okay, once you've calmed down, then come back to this person. Because let's be honest, if I'm yelling at you, you're yelling at me, we're not communicating. We're blocking it. We both in defense at this particular time. I'm not hearing you. I'm really not hearing you. I can hear your voice, you're yelling, and I might hear some of the cruel things that you're saying, but I'm not, the point that you're trying to make to me at that particular time, I'm not hearing that. And it just becomes a shouting match,
Yes.
Indeed, yes. Okay. Hey, I'm sorry, my love, you were going to say something.
No, you saying some stuff. I mean, I would think one, if you value something, like if I value a car or sort, and let's say my car break down, I go fix my car. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't give a freak what happens to my car. That's a such and such car. See, when you got somebody in your relationship, they're not just that type of car. No, any particular car that you can just buy. It's a certain type of unique model that this car that you drive. Do you hear me?
Yes, I'm listening. Okay.
Your mind going elsewhere.
No,
I'm talking about
but
driving.
No.
You talking about going to...
No, I'm not.
I ain't talking about driving Miss Daisy. Nah. Listen. Mm-hmm. Like, a woman is a unique car that you drive. Like almost like a unique vehicle. And when I say a vehicle, I'm not saying a car. I'm saying like a unique vehicle to get you to your destination. All right? Because you can't get to your destination without the woman.
You sure can't.
All right? She's your vessel. She's the shell. All right? The shell. All right? But she's a and if you driving this car along this road, this destination towards happiness, you're going to break down. Mm. You're going to have a flat tire. Mm-hmm. You're going to have a blowout.
I get that.
The engine blow up. Oh, man, I didn't put oil in it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have certain things that happen to you along this road that you're traveling. That, this destination towards happiness. Because happiness is not just one place. You're like, you stop on the road and be like, this happiness? They say, yeah, this is happiness. You're like, damn, this shit is a big city. You're like, okay, you're like, I'm going to travel down more happiness. Mm-hmm. And you start going down happiness. And then you can look back and go down memory lane and still be in happiness. You're like, oh shit, damn, I'm talking about this city that you in called happiness.
Yes.
So you driving in this vessel with this vessel, and happiness has to be fed. It has a desire. It has a appetite of sort. Happiness. So again, you feeding the engine on this road while you driving, but at times you break down. So if the car or the vessel or the vehicle, which is the woman to get you to your destination, really means that much to you, you'll fix it. You'll refurbish it if you have to. Mm-hmm. The car blew up and set on fire. Okay. You blew up the whole relationship. Said whatever you had to say. You just refurbished the vehicle.
I get that.
It takes certain techniques to refurbish a vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. because you have to come in with certain I would say you have to come in with certain intentions. Yo, man, I'm trying to get this stench out of here. So we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to put this in perspective. We're going to have to be in a routine of sort and have reminders to get us in a certain thing. Because this stench, we have to get it away. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We have to get this shit clean. So we have to have a clean type of perspective of how we treat one another. We have to keep our hands clean.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do, King.
Come on.
So,
Question.
getting back to the question that you asked, how do you repair it?
How do you repair
That
it?
vessel, how do you repair the vessel when the damage is done? When the damage has been done.
At what part, though?
I'm not sure.
Again, hold question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is the whole vessel destroyed or a certain portion of the vessel destroyed?
That's good.
Because obviously, if, like, let's say if somebody have certain principles, guidelines that guard the relationship,
mm-hmm.
and everything's a functionality regardless,
Mm-hmm.
it's certain things that's like the sympathetic nervous system that just operate just like unconsciously. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How do you repair it? First of all, you got to find out what needs to be repaired in the vessel.
Yeah.
You need to find out what needs to be repaired. It ain't like the whole shit, you just blew up the whole car and incinerated. You just blew up the whole relationship. You're like, no. It ain't like that. You a certain portion of it broke down.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you had a flat tire, those are repairable, very repairable. You know what I'm saying? You might even had something blew up, an alternator, whatever. All these things are repairable.
I think it's all repairable.
You know what I'm saying? But it takes a certain type of dedication to repair it in a certain type of way. Now, like I said, you might say how. Now, I don't know the who, what's, and where's of anybody's situation here. But I'm going to give my recollection on a principle on how to deal with it in a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you got to have tough skin. That's one. It has to mean something to you. That vehicle or that whatever, it has to mean something to you. Because, yeah, you can just get up any particular vehicle to take. You can take the bus if you want. If you want to get to a destination.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you want to consider that to be happiness, you can take the bus. You can take the plane. But you taking it with someone.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a choice to utilize that person as a navigator or a person that is actually, the captain of the vessel or the steering the ship. You know, or they can be a navigator of sort. Depends on what job, but either or, they're interchangeable because we both take those jobs. You know what I'm saying? I take the job, and then you take the job as the driver, and then I take the job as the navigator. You know what I'm saying? We share that responsibility. But if the car breaks down or the vehicle breaks down on either one of our behalf, whether you was driving or I was driving, you consider whoever's fault it is. That's what I'm saying, driving. Whoever's fault is considered to be. We both in the vessel. We both in the vehicle. So we both going to be hurt by whoever fault it is that's driving. Whoever fault it is that's navigating. You're supposed to have your eyes more open for whatever that was coming. I agree.
You
know what I'm saying?
I agree.
You know,
in particular. Yes, Eldred. Yes.
In particular, I would say, you know, you would have to know what's going on with the relationship and be willing to change it for the better. All right? Now, argumentatively, people don't like to be scrutinized. People don't like to be forced in anything.
Or told that they're wrong.
Yes. So these things have to occur naturally, I would say.
I think in most relationships, people may not agree, is that there's fault on both sides. I don't really like to say that you're at fault or I am at fault because I believe that there is, to a degree, I believe that everybody makes their own decisions, is responsible for, you can't have an argument by yourself. Unless you just want to stand there and just argue, and the person either walk away or whatever, like they don't have to, you don't have to partake in an argument. So, I think if two people are arguing, at one point it has to be. They should both take the blame. Is what I'm saying. So when we say repair, what we're really speaking about is heal, because that's what it's really about, trying to heal. When you're healing, I think one of the things is time. I think there's a certain amount of time you're going to need.
I think, what helps heal?
What's that?
It takes a good conversation, right?
Yes.
But it takes a medium.
That helps too.
It takes a medium to be in between the two.
That helps
because
too.
If me and you arguing about a certain subject, right? It's two of us. It's just me and you here arguing. But if it's somebody in between us as a medium of sort that listens to both sides
that
in a certain type of way, that hear both sides evenly and evenly distribute conversation. But what happens is that the people get the vent as well. It's not even just the fact that they're saying whatever they say. They're saying whatever, and they're going to filter what they say because they don't want to come as the bad guy.
But see,
they don't want to be the bad one.
But I think when you have a medium, that's the point where you want to actually really communicate and be genuine and honest about how you feel. And I think at that time, that's the best time because the medium's going to hear. They dare to do that. They dare to listen when your partner may not. So then when they listen and then they're making their suggestions or whatever the case is, I think it's a little bit more clarity because I think a lot of times we kind of see things from our own eyes and hear from our own ears a certain way. So I think the medium can kind of help in that situation.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good one, babe. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
yeah, for real.
That's a good one.
Because it helps cushion the blow.
Yes.
Like you think about it, like we fuses of we're energy, right? We're energy beings, but you need a fuse. The medium would play like a fuse in between the two of you.
Yes.
That's
if
me and you shocking each other, it'll blow up the whole thing. But it's the fact we got a fuse in between us. It really helps to cushion the blow of communication.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
And you will want to say the right things in perspective to make the relationship grow. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's correct.
You want to say the right things.
So that's good. I like that. Thank you. So, I was hoping that I can get some suggestions.
I like when brother El Jarrah, he said eyes and ears.
Yes,
ears and
I saw
eyes.
that.
Yo, one of the things that we do is this. This is the symbol of cow and sail. This is also the symbol of husband and wife. But remember, they're never like this. They're never free together. One is either the ears or one is either the eyes. They take charge of that duty. But they're free when they're with each other because like when we hold our hands, like for instance, when we hold our hands, when you hold hands with cow and sail. So when they're free, they're actually free when they're with each other. You understand? Remember, when the mothership landed, it was 4 creatures, sacred creatures that landed, spiritual totems that was connected to the mothership. One was the turtle. Remember that? That was the first creature that landed as a totem. Then next, you got the owl. All right? And then you have the feline or the fish. Either or, the feline or the fish. And that is cow and sail. All right? But they're never like this. They're only free when they're with each other. Put your hand up. They're only free. You see that? I'm using the front of my hand. She's using the back of her hand. They're only free, cow and sail. That's how you hold your woman's hand. A man and a woman, this is how y'all walk. Y'all hold each other's hands like this.
That's how we hold our hands too.
Hold your hands like that.
This is how we hold our hands.
If y'all got anything y'all want to know as a tribal thing, to what we do, that's one thing we do for cow and sail. Eyes and ears, bro. Eyes and ears. You said it. Eyes and ears. Boom. Eyes and ears. So that's when they're free, when they're together. When they're together, that's when they're free.
Wow.
They're never free on one hand.
Wow.
They're never free like this. It's either cow or sail. All right? Just for clarity for people, a little bit of building. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Cool. So, yeah, I would say, like, if you have a way, communicating is a way to get the relationship jump started and refreshed. But communicating between one another without a medium or a fuse of sort is a no-no. Have a medium, have something that will alleviate some of the stress. All right, give me something else. Because you said, and remember, I said you have to find out specifically what's wrong with the relationship. You have to find out specifically what's wrong with the car or the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Not the whole vehicle is messed up. You know what I'm saying? But specifically what is wrong with and what's making the problem happen. Okay.
Yes. And that's the question to ask. So what's really, because a lot of times when we in an argument, we're arguing about one thing, but in actuality, it may be a totality of things that you may be upset with, and at that particular moment, you just breaking out with everything, and your partner may feel like, well, dang, we're arguing about this. This is small. Why are we arguing? But a lot of times, it is something else that we're really arguing about, or something else that we've been holding, and we haven't communicated to our partner, and now we're releasing it all at this particular time. So a lot of times, it's best to ask the question as well, like, you know, what's really going on? What's really the problem? You know, and because again, I think at the end of the day, the idea is for it to be heard, for our partner to hear us,
right?
To be validated in a sense.
Okay.
To be appreciated.
Yes.
Our feelings to be acknowledged. And to be accepted. So those are some of the things that I think that we're looking for when we're speaking to or when we're upset with our partner.
Okay, I like it. Okay, so what would be the measurement of validation?
Wow, I like that. People.
Would be the measurement of validation, because you know, some people, I'm gonna keep it real, some people speak with validation. Some people want to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
When they talk about validation. Some people want people to do certain things. Some people want them to stick to their word as a point of validation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say somebody say something and they need you to be whatever, or you say you give your word or whatever. They look at that as a point of validation, and you sticking to your guns.
I'm gonna keep it real. That's me. That is me.
Okay.
That's definitely me. I'm that person. I'm that person. And I think we've had these conversations prior. Like, I am that person.
Speak up a little bit.
I am that person that. I'm sorry, babe. I am that person. I'm that person that if you say it, then
this
I'm
is
expecting
confession?
you.
What is this, confession? This is confessions?
I'm that person. I am that person. That if you say it, then I expect it to be. Now, I do have some leeway. I understand things can't always go in that straight line. However, I am definitely,
things don't move in a straight line.
and I'm definitely that person. He can vouch for that. If you say, babe, I'll be home at 5:15. 5:15 it is then, okay?
5:16.
5:16.
5:16 it is. Get your ass there. Catch the Holy Ghost.
And
5:16.
Yeah, I'm that person. And it's not so much about validation for me when it comes to that. It's more of, I think it's more of either how I was brought up or things that's happened probably in the past or something, that I have to have someone say something and it has to be that way.
But do you think sometimes you can force somebody to say something or put somebody in a corner to say something and it just makes them feel pressured to, I would say, agree or give their word in a certain type of way?
No, I don't.
Oh my God!
What I will say
Let's
about that,
go.
we have people pleasers.
Okay.
We have people pleasers. So when it comes to people pleasers, they want to make you happy.
I
So
get that.
because of that, if you speak on something, they will, to make that person happy, they will try to do that. Even if it's something they don't want to do or whatever the case is, they will try to make that person. And so it's almost like they feel like they're pressured to do it in a sense.
Get that.
So when they
make that's a valid point.
So because they feel that way, then if it doesn't happen, it's resentment on them. Now they're feeling resentment, be like, I didn't want to do the crap anyway. I'm trying to make it. I feel pressure. I felt like I had to do it because again, that's just my idea. I don't think that. Well, I guess some people can try.
No,
to
listen. Where I'm coming from.
Okay.
You be like, let's say.
Why you say you?
No, I ain't saying you. Like, all right, let me see your perfect
Go ahead.
Let's say we like, wasn't you thinking about taking the trash out, or wasn't you thinking about, I ain't gonna say taking the trash out. Wasn't you thinking about,
Ladies, this is what I say when I need Lazarus to take the trash out. I be like, babe, you know what? This trash getting full. Hold on, babe. Where's the shoe at?
That is a freaking lie.
I be like, babe.
No.
Look.
Like, no.
I'm like, babe, the trash is getting full. Like,
no. It'd be like, you disregard me. You don't care about me because you don't take my trash out.
That's not true.
I have to take my trash out by myself.
That is not true.
I'm like, you the one that created the trash. I said to myself, she's like, all I ever wanted you to do. This is when she had her apartment, y'all. Listen.
Yeah, he's right about that.
No, listen.
He's right. I did do that.
Entertaining this shit.
I did do that.
All I ever wanted you to do is take out the trash. And you ain't even take out the trash.
I did do that.
I said,
I'm like, you don't love
it's
me.
your fucking trash.
You don't love me. You don't take out the trash. That's one thing. Is take out the trash. I did do that. I did do that, didn't I?
Step on the nigga
I
for
did.
That shit. You know you was dead fucking wrong.
Look,
yeah,
ladies, maybe it's wrong, but in my household, the men always took out the trash, okay? That was just something they did. So.
But when you hitting booty 3 o'clock in the morning and dipping out, and you like on a mission, nigga ain't thinking about taking the trash.
He should be, right?
Nigga hitting booty,
right?
Nigga leaving, nigga said the last thing to see, I'm taking the trash out. That's an insult.
No, it's
That's
not.
An insult.
It's not. I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm not going to say what I want to say. Look.
My objective is to take the trash out.
Afterwards.
Afterwards. Before or after. If I'm coming to your house 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm saying, man, I'm coming here to take the trash out.
That's what you
fuck, man.
Look, listen,
don't
lady.
blame me. Why I ain't take the trash out, because that was never my objective.
Listen, you always, when you walk past and you see that trash full, you are supposed to take it out.
I get that.
Right? All right. Can I get a
yes? 6 times out of 10.
Can I get a yes?
No.
Can I get a yes on that?
No.
I want to get a yes on that, ladies.
Listen.
You walk past the trash.
7 times out of 10. I don't give a fuck of that shit. If I visit, no, 6.5 times, 6.5 times out of 10. If I walk past that trash 10 times, then I can choose to miss 4 times. 4.5 times.
What's the half come from?
Huh?
You took a small bag? What's the half?
I don't know.
What's the half?
I don't know. Just
what is the half?
I closed the lid. Because the lid was open or some shit.
shit.
I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna do her a favor. I'm close the fucking lid.
That lid stayed open,
That shit's
man.
sticking up the plate. Fucking close the lid. Close the lid.
Oh, you're funny.
I done
You're
did
funny.
my shit, my manly duties.
He didn't close the lid.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Anything else? Anything else? Let me know. I got this. I'm in cruise control right now.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we talked about empowerment. We didn't talk about empowerment a lot.
I think it's all empowerment.
I think so too.
It's all empowerment.
I think so too.
It's all empowerment. Not the word. We didn't define the word. I
No.
brought it up on the screen
Yeah.
and all of that. But defining the premise of it, I think it's all empowerment in some type of way.
Letting them take, yeah, I believe in letting them, or I don't like using the word
process
let.
of becoming stronger.
I don't like using the word let,
and
but
more confident, especially in controlling one's life and claiming one's rights. Also, it would be authority or power given to someone to do something. To empower
let them take the control. Let them take the wheel.
Jasmine, the president,
Letting them take the wheel. What
the president said, I would say pick your battles because everything doesn't need to be driven home so hard.
You're right, Jasmine.
Yo, go ahead.
You're so right, Jasmine.
Go ahead, Jasmine.
You're so right, Jasmine.
That was hot.
Yes, I agree with
hot.
that. Sometimes, yes.
Pick your battles.
Yes.
That was
It's
hot.
about the war. Did you say that, babe?
Yeah.
It's about the war. It's
about
always about
winning a
war.
war.
Now it's so much about the battles. That's right. You're right.
Choose your battles.
Yes, exactly. I agree with that.
That was a hot one.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hot one. Men don't like to answer questions for the reason that our male is speaking on
at the time.
At a time.
I
posted the last post. It was
113 post, and right now. Oh, okay.
Oh, shout out! It was 11:13.
Yes, I got that.
Cool.
Yeah, men don't.
Men don't like to answer questions. No,
they don't. No, they don't.
No,
they don't like answering questions. That's right.
That's a universal truth. Not to your ass. No.
To who? To me?
No.
To me?
No, man, we don't like to ask questions at all, yo. Answer questions.
Yeah, I see it right here. I didn't see it on my thing at first.
Huh?
I didn't see it on here first.
No,
it's you brought it up?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I didn't see it. It's on the YouTube.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I would think we, Jamila gonna laugh at it.
Mm-hmm.
You funny. You damn right, they don't like to be, niggas don't like to be asked no
questions. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't like a lot of people ask me questions as well. I don't either. What about you, Jasmine? I don't like a lot of people ask me a bunch of questions either. Now, I'm not saying I feel interrogated or anything like that, but I don't like someone to ask me a bunch of questions.
You like somebody asking you where you going?
I do.
I don't know. I'm just asking you that.
No.
You like somebody calling you up, be like, yo, what you about to do, yo? Where you going? Where you going? I need to know. I mean, just for inquisitive sense.
No.
Do you like somebody to be like, yo, man,
do I like it or do I accept it?
Would you want that?
Do I want it? No, I don't want it. But will I be okay with it? Somebody
might be like, I'm concerned about you.
Someone like
somebody might be like, I don't know.
Like
your significant other.
Oh, what I like if they said,
if they like, yo, where you going? Like,
hey, where you going?
Let's say you go out, you decide you're about to go,
mm-hmm.
you about to just walk out the door.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for no particular reason.
Just want to walk out the door.
Yeah, but for your significant other to be like, yo, babe, I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how simple a relationship should be sometimes. Like, babe, I'll be right back. You know what I mean? You think you should be like a person, your significant other be like, yo, where you going? Oh, where you going, yo?
No.
I mean,
honestly, honestly,
like for real, where you going?
No, honestly.
How long you want to be? I mean, you talking about a long time.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you talking about how long you want to be? How long we talking about? Would you like your significant other to be like that?
No, but I will say this. I think a lot of times we have habits and we have a routine in a sense, right? And also we kind of, I think if you're around your partner enough and you know them, even if they're just stepping out and be like, all right, babe, I'll be back. Or they don't tell you exactly where they're going or they just leave out. You kind of have an idea anyway what they're doing. If you know your partner, you know your partner. So you don't question that. Like, so where you going? What you about to do? You just...
Sometimes it's questionable like that, though.
It can
Your
be.
partner, he goes out or she goes out.
But I think a lot of times...
And they be like, yo, they just go out. They say, I'll be back.
Right.
I'll be back.
Right.
I'll be back.
Right. But I think that most of the time when you learn and you learn your partner, and I don't think there's a problem with... I always say, I use the word when I say about Lazarus is that I study him in a sense, right? I study him. And maybe that sounds a little weird, but thank you. I study him, and what I do is, and me studying him is basically trying to understand him.
All right.
Without asking a bunch of questions, which I know I ask questions, but without actually asking a bunch of questions. I can tell you things about Lazarus just because I watch him. And I'm not watching him to stalk him. I'm watching him to understand him. I'm observing him. I'm learning to understand him in a sense. So if he tells me something like, all right, babe, I'm about to leave. I'll be back. If you have a certain amount of trust and understanding of your mate, then you'll know that, first of all, he'll be back. and then secondly, you don't have to ask. Because most times, I think a lot of times we're like, so where are you going? What are you about to do? It's an insecurity in ourselves. It's something in ourselves that we have to feel like we have to know what they're doing in an almost controlling way sometimes. And I'm not saying this with everything, because it could be that, look, it's dangerous outside, you feeling some type of way, and you're like, look, you want them to be safe. I get that. But every time they walk out the door, you have to, where you about to go? What are you about to do? I think that's either some form of, because there's maybe some insecurity in you about what's going on in a relationship, you're unsure, or maybe there's some type of controlling issues as well. I think we're adults, and I don't think that every time I step out the door, I can respectfully, if I know that my partner likes it. Me personally don't have a problem with letting him know where I'm going. He doesn't actually naturally even have to ask me. I will just say to him, hey babe, I'm about to go such and such.
I'm getting that.
Right.
At some point, your partner might be like, yo, babe, or yo, look, whatever you call your significant other.
Right.
Listen, I'll be back. Mm-hmm. I'm about to go to such and such. Mm-hmm. But in some cases, they might be like, yo, I'll be back. And they just be like, they just do it off a natural instinct. Be like, yo, I'll be back. Mm-hmm. Because they feel as though you know them in a certain type of way. Yo, you'll be back in a certain type of timing. Mm-hmm. If something gets offbeat, then it gets another thing. Then it goes for calls and stuff like that. And then, yo, what's up? What's going on? You alright? You good?
Right, exactly. I get that, yeah.
Alright, yeah, I'm good. I'm just doing whatever.
Right.
Alright, and I can get, in a sense, missing a beat on that can cause a problem.
It can cause, yes, I think that, like I said, I think that we don't always notice that we have a certain way that we do things and a certain routine, because sometimes our routine don't look like a routine. But if you know your partner enough, or you've been around your partner enough, then you kind of know what they're doing. Even you don't have to question it. You really don't have to question it. But if you find yourself really questioning every time they walk out the door, you question what they're doing. It's one thing to be concerned, or it's one thing to miss them. Like when they leave, you might miss them. That's one thing to miss them, and it's another just to be concerned. It's just being concerned or wondering what they're doing. Those are two different things.
11:21,
coon. Yeah, those are two different things. You can miss your partner, or or maybe you don't even want him to leave or her to leave. That could be an issue as well. Maybe you just want to spend time with them, or if you're feeling a certain way every time they leave out the door, then you might want to check yourself. I'm just keeping it real.
I feel that one.
I'm just keeping it real.
I feel that. All right. So let me see one more comment. You said if we doing chores together, then maybe yes, I'm cleaning my home. She still talking about the trash.
Yes, Jasmine. I'm telling you. Yes.
It's all good. All I'm gonna say just to end this conversation, or to have a continuation of this conversation. I would say, I would look at a lot of things that's in society that's projected to us right now at this point. It's like splitting up the family. All right, it's geared towards not caring about your significant other. On to the next one. It makes you feel like listening to these songs that everyone is replaceable in a certain type of way.
Yeah.
So we have to really define what is really cool and what is not cliche when it comes to our love life. All right, I look at it like that. And just to conclude this conversation, or maybe continue it as well, I say that we should make the right choice. If we value a certain relationship, or if we love someone to a certain extent, we should treat this as such. All right?
Facts. Facts.
So, with that, I'm going to say I love y'all. We will be black at you. Black at you again. This was a great conversation. Thank you to the president.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Jasmine said, people in general ask me tons of questions, get no reply. Okay. In my relationship, if I've already stated something, I'm going to have eye contact. The second time, I'm not repeating myself.
I get that. I feel her on that. I think we all, because I think we're all adults. If I'm saying something to you, like, I think, if you're questioning it, it's, I get that. I got you on that.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Jasmine.
All right. So 747, 24/7, 361 degrees. Shout out to the movement. Also, I want to say this. As y'all know, the pilgrimage vacation is coming up.
Yes. We want to see all you guys there.
The pilgrimage
New York.
vacation. Let me put this in the comment section. For the people that's interested, make sure that you email us. Let me see if I can put this in. The pilgrimage vacation
so we
is
can
in
finally
New York.
meet everyone.
Harlem, New York this year. All right.
And have some fun and do some building.
My fault.
You got it?
I'm putting it in the joint.
Oh, okay.
My fault.
No worries.
Pilgrimage vacation, September 16th through the 19th.
Yes. Be there or be square.
Harlem.
Look, Renee used to say that. Be there or be square. Who says that anymore? I don't know.
Harlem, yo. That's all I gotta say.
I want to see all you faces, all you guys' faces there.
Pilgrimage vacation.
We're going to have fun.
September 16th through the 19th, Harlem.
Bring the children. We're going to have fun.
Or I'm going to say Harlem, USA.
Harlem.
I'm going to say Harlem, USA. My fault. That's what it is. Harlem, USA. Pilgrimage vacation, yo. September 16th through the 19th. That's a weekend, yo.
Yes.
Of the Great African Parade here.
I want to see you guys. I want to meet all you guys.
Everybody's going to be here. Everybody. I'm going to make sure that this is on every video. I'm going to make sure that is on
I want to see you guys' faces. Get a chance to meet you.
Yo, Jamila, come out here
Brittany,
to New York.
you coming?
Yo, see, get Brittany. We can get everybody. Get a lot of the family. Come out.
Please come. Have fun with us.
But, yeah. See if we get the loyal family come out.
I know Jasmine coming.
Come out here to New York, enjoy a good time. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna go everywhere. We're gonna hit every nook and cranny of New York. I'm gonna say that.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna really enjoy ourselves. We got bikes galore. We're gonna take the great bike ride. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't worry about a bike. A bike only costs $15 for the whole day.
Yeah.
For the whole day, you can ride your bike 24 hours. Have fun. You know what I'm saying? But I love y'all. It is what it is. Salutations to the primes. You know what it is. I love y'all. Pilgrimage Vacation, Harlem, USA. Make sure that you're there, alright? Cool.
Cool.